Little Nitro.
Stacked.
If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub.
I'm not doing that. Did you see that clip of Deion Sanders?
You don't call Nick Saban Nick, don't call me Deion.
Let me put some respect on his name. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is time to get started. I'm over here trying to do 3 things at one time. But the man who is running the show behind the scenes, producer James in the building. How are you?
I'm doing good.
He got the memo on the black shirt, but the man, the DF dub, Mr. Chandelier Man, did not get the memo. Wes, I see you got a little new addition over the right shoulder in the background, steadily repping the DFW. Wes Washington, how you living, sir? You looking good, looking smooth face tonight. Just a little hair on the chinny chin. What's going on?
Not much, man. Feeling good, dude. Feeling good. Excited about what's coming up. Excited about tonight's show. Even though we got Freyzilla already talking his nonsense.
Shout out Freight in the comments.
Thanks for watching, buddy.
No doubt. Absolutely. Good show tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit of Commanders, selling of the team potentially. We're going to have our all-time top 5 defensive tackles. A little trivia with Wes a little later. Might get in off the rails maybe a little bit early, but time will tell. Any headlines y'all like to get into before we get into the big news of the day? Lots of foolishness going on. It's still Rodgers. It's still Lamar. Womp, womp. Nobody's really concerned about that right now. Pretty quiet. The NFL owners are in Arizona. They are doing their things. I have a feeling a deal is going to get done with the Commanders. Before we get into it, Wes, any topics you'd like to get off your chest before we get rolling?
You're talking about the NFL. I think it's very interesting that the owners are voting on allowing betting at the stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's gonna be a big thing, but it's also gonna be something else that the owners probably are gonna be getting a cut of. So
absolutely, of
course, the rich just get richer. But I mean, I think that'd probably be big for fans, and maybe even be bigger for if the players can get a cut of that too.
Yep.
That'd be really nice.
Instead of betting on games, they can maybe get a profit share of those dollars that would be betting on the games that maybe they'd be participating in. Maybe that'll be a deterrent for folks like Calvin Ridley or other former players to maybe not bet on games. Apparently the NFL has it's kind of ironic, right? You have a strict rule where you can make money off of betting, but you can't participate in the betting of sports games. Kind of ironic, kind of silly, but it is what it is. Those with the, pen make the rules. But it is ironic. But at the end of the day, maybe there will be some kind of profit share. I highly doubt it. But in the meantime, would you think? I wonder if Madden would be able to increase the profit share with the players. You think that's something that's in the CBA? I would like to know that.
I mean, I thought they already did. You're talking about you getting more from the
game,
Madden?
I mean. Think about it. If the kids are going to get, when I say the kids, I mean the college players. If the college players are going to be getting money off NIL for NCAA when it comes out off of EA Sports, I'm pretty damn sure the NFL or the players can say, hey, we want to come back to the renegotiating table and say we need a larger cut, especially if they get wind of what these college players are going to be getting. With that being said, there's going to be a lot more college players than NFL players.
Yeah. I mean, it gets to the point like how much is too much? I mean, I don't know. I guess the game is still selling really well. So, I mean, I guess you could renegotiate that. I even went today. I tried to go buy a video game. I tried to go buy the show, the baseball game, getting ready for opening day.
Uh-huh.
But, of course, I couldn't find it for my gaming system.
What gaming system you rocking right now?
Oh, man, I'm not that well off. So, I just got the Xbox One still.
Xbox One's it's not bad. It's better than what I have.
I enjoy it. I mean, I don't know how much it can get any better, but I guess the newer Xbox, I guess, is all downloaded games or whatever. Like I still have to use I still got to get the physical game.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, that's my hang up is I need the tangible copy. Because if there's, you know, like, if there's a glitch, if something gets corrupted, if a file gets messed up. And the reason why I talk about corrupted files is because, I do a little bit of audio visual. I've had corrupted files. James knows all about corrupted files. And that's just something that I wouldn't want to be, wouldn't want to be messed with. I don't know. James, what do you think? You're into the gaming scene more than any of us. Doesn't matter for you?
Nah, I have a PS5 disc, so you can insert the disc.
Right.
But I download
most of it's downloaded. Yeah. And see, I'm kind of a hypocrite, and let me tell you why. It's because if it's a movie, I have no problem streaming a movie. But if it's a video game, for some reason, like I feel incomplete if I don't have the tangible disc or a cartridge. Maybe it's because I grew up. See, folks out there in YouTube land, I am considered an elder millennial. James would be a millennial, and Wes is Gen X. Shout out to all the Gen X folks in the chat. For us, it's a little different because we still need, we were raised in a time where, and James, you probably were too, growing up in a small town, played outside, rode the bike until the lights came on, and then you got inside, right? A little bit different with today's youth where, a lot of times where they're all digital. Everything's online. And so maybe that's where maybe I need to grow a little bit. Maybe I need to be a little more progressive in that sense where maybe I don't need the tangible copy, but for some reason
it's getting to the point, dude. They don't even need to go outside to work out. They can work out inside now.
Have y'all seen some of these things where folks are streaming on platforms like they're mowing a lawn? They're like in a virtual world and they're mowing the lawn. Isn't it kind of it makes no sense. But yeah, and they're getting paid to stream mowing their lawn or mowing a lawn in the digital world. Kind of ironic. Hey man, God bless you. If you can do it, make the money. Get all the pennies, like I like to say. I need to make a shirt like that. Get all the pennies. Need to make some merchandise. Wes, let's get into the Commanders. Their arch rival, the Cowboys. Not your favorite topic to talk about. Dan Snyder wants to sell the team for $7 billion. Lots of reports are saying it's going to be closer to $6 billion. He wants to sell his majority stake. A group of well-off individuals, some including Irvin Magic Johnson, will be a part of the new ownership group if things do become approved. How do you feel about some of these new individuals crossing over into the NFL world where money appears to just be generating year after year and growing tremendously as the years pass? It's kind of ironic that, there's a lot of money in basketball. There's a lot of money in other sports leagues, but for some reason the NFL can can lock up $100 billion deal with its TV providers. What is this going to do for NFL teams, and what is this going to do for folks who run their teams into the ground like Snyder, just giving them out to basically walk off with a few extra $100 billion, or not 100, but a few extra $1 billion than what they came into the league with?
I mean, I think that maybe you have to get to a point where you don't have the dominant guy who's of the owner. I don't know how you do this, but maybe you just rule by a committee, and there's no person that's really the head honcho that just you got to basically vote on everything, and if you mess up, you basically having somebody moves up into a position. I think they do that for the most part, but then still you have some owners that are just the face of the franchise, and I think that's what you need to get away from, is having the face of the franchise. So you get some of these guys to be more behind the scenes, because right now, dude, I mean, the owners are looking bad around the league lately. Like, they don't have the best of morals, I guess you could say. I mean, pick one. It just seems. So I think I think the money in the NFL, I think it's going to go up, but yet and still, I think the owners are going to start to fade back more.
You think that they're actually going to give up some of their oversight, some of their presence? You really think that they're going to take a step back if they have that much money that they've brought to the table? I wouldn't say brought to the table. Outside of Carolina, Denver, and outside of Carolina and Denver, everybody else was in the NFL way before this thing was a multi-billion-dollar industry. I would have safe to assume.
But I'm saying like one season. You got to realize a lot of these owners are getting up there. So I'm saying not starting next year. I'm saying within the next 10 or so years, you're going to see it where you're not going to have that face of ownership or whatever. Yeah, you might see GMs and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think you're going to see the face of the owner, just because I see a lot of these guys getting in trouble. So I think that it's going to be more of a shared money deal, more groups, owning it, and not just having, the head honcho always being on camera and that kind of stuff. Because that's what they really need to do. They need to fade back. Nobody needs to see the owner on the field.
But how do you do that?
Who the owner is on the field.
But that's my thing is like the NFL puts Goodell in a position to make them more money, and they're the ones they're the puppet masters right now. They have the ultimate leverage, and right now there's nothing in the CBA that they're gonna let the players slowly get what the players want over decades. It's not gonna be an instant kind of power switch or power transition of power from the ownership to the players and vice versa. Because right now, I mean, a Goodell's deal is apparently going to be done, and they're going to extend him, and he's just going to continue to bring them billions of dollars in addition to people who support those franchises. And so you have to ask yourself, what incentive does the NFL owner, if there is a single owner, have to walk it back? There isn't any.
Well, that's why I think there's going to be a problem pretty soon. They're going to have another strike in the NFL. It's coming up. I mean, because I don't think the leader of the NFL, for the NFL players, I don't think he's the best guy to be doing it. I think basically he goes with the owners.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think there's going to be a strike. I give it 4 or 5 years. There'll be another strike.
So the CBA just got done a couple of years ago, and that deal is going to last for the next, I think, 7 years after this one. So you're telling me in that year, as the CBA draws near again, you're going to think that there's going to be a strike to where players are going to refuse to get their checks? They're going to say, we're not going to take our money?
I just think there's going to be another fight. There's going to be another strike, just because I think they're going to want more. Players want more. They want more guaranteed money. They're going to want better, benefits for ex-players and all that kind of stuff. Right. All that stuff, they're going to want more for those people. They want more because they're seeing the cuts, what the owners are taking, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and you kind of see that dynamic right now, especially with Lamar. There was an outlier with Cleveland who made Deshaun a deal that the ownership around the league do not feel comfortable with. Lamar's in the middle of that ordeal right now. The Baltimore Ravens have all the leverage in the world, and they're not going to give it up. And they're basically saying, look, a part of the CBA that y'all all agreed to, including Lamar a few years ago, said that we're going to franchise tag you, which gives them the ultimate leverage. And if anybody wants to buy your rights, great. You're going to have to compensate not only Lamar with the deal, you're going to have to compensate the team to give those rights away or to sell those rights to go to a new franchise. And so right now it may not be fair, but that's the real world, and that's the CBA that everybody agreed to. Being what it is, if you want things differently, maybe it could change. I just don't see – I'm thinking about the players like this, Wes. I'm thinking about the players who are maybe making a free agent cut. Maybe they're making league minimum, and they're trying to pay their bills. They're trying to feed their family. And they're saying, screw you, multimillionaire super athletes who are at the top of the list of they're the face of the NFL. I'm talking about the Mahomes. I'm talking about the Rodgers, the Prescotts, those guys. And there's going to be a deal that's going to have to be struck because not everybody's going to be in total agreement. Because you got a guy who's making hundreds of millions compared to a guy who's making hundreds of thousands. And granted, it's a big crybaby fest about a whole lot of money. I get it. It's a big crybaby fest about a whole lot of money. But at the end of the day, the guys who are the ownership, they're the ones sitting back and laughing at everybody because you're over here crybabying about a few $100,000, a few $100 million. Meanwhile, they're raking in billions.
I'm just saying the generation's about to flip again.
You think so? And what tells you what factors are you seeing? Because I don't see it.
Look at the. I'm just saying. Look at the guys that are that are the stars now.
Yeah.
These are all guys that are probably 23 and younger, about to become the faces of all these leagues. And these guys are different. If you look at these guys, they're different. They do different things. They feel different ways. And I just think it's gonna change the way they think and the way they want to do things.
Do you think they see money differently? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's different. Yeah, for sure.
So you think that they're not as motivated by money? Is that right?
Yeah, because these guys are making money so early now.
Okay,
dude, they had some kid out here called Baby Grunk, and he's on an NIL deal.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just gonna be money is gonna become a bigger deal.
Mm-hmm. And
because
the only thing I push back on, this is the only thing I push back on, is you're not going to the people who are well known, the players that are well known, are going to be comfortable. They're the people who can push back. But that's the thing about a collective bargaining agreement. Everybody has to be in agreement on the player side and on the owner side. And how many owners are there in the NFL? There's only 32 people / groups. 32 people / groups. And how many players in the NFL at one time? 200, 250, maybe more than that. And so you have so many people who are going to be on a practice squad who are going to make 30 grand on a practice squad. The only thing that I can think of that may give more leverage is the XFLs and the USFLs, who gives players different opportunities. If those kinds of contracts increase, and they start getting into the tens of millions, maybe few million, then those players who are border guys, bubble guys for the NFL, they can go down to an XFL and make a contract 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 million. And then they're not worried about league minimums anymore. Then things I can see may challenge that. But until those developmental leagues get up and are well established, it's going to be really challenging. And I don't see that happen in the next 4 or 5 years.
They got to get better quarterbacks. The
Absolutely.
XFL,
Absolutely.
It is terrible. I mean, but you're not going to waste a good quarterback in the XFL.
That's the thing, is like you would need to go and get – I'm not saying you got to go get guys who are past their prime, but you got to go try to steal a guy away from – like a guy I'm talking about is somebody like a Tannehill, a Kirk Cousins, someone on that kind of level. These are guys who are at the end of their careers. They can still contribute, and maybe they give you a couple of flares. Or you go in and try to pull away, a Will Levis, maybe Anthony Richardson, one of those kind of guys who is not going to be at the top, but who can make a big impact. I don't know if there's enough money for those XFL kind of guys, the USFL kind of guys.
And I don't think you could go the other way, because I don't think those guys would be
true
physically
Absolutely.
able to take hits. You got to make sure you be able to block, protect those guys. And I don't think the offensive lines are good enough to do that.
Agreed.
Where you may get a kid that's not ready for college, that may not have the grades, but an unbelievable athlete, or really good. And then you've seen it in the NBA with the
G League,
like the Bar brothers, whatever they are.
Oh, okay, yeah, Ball brothers.
But I don't think you can do that in the NFL, especially when you're talking about quarterbacks. Maybe other positions, but you talk about quarterback, no, that's just too many hits. You'd have to change something up.
Yeah, there'd have to be a whole lot more protection or rules implemented in order to give them more protection than they kind of already have. And it kind of seems like the NFL was ahead of that, right? They made this huge transition, especially when Brady was in his late 30s, to protect those quarterbacks to prolong their careers. And right now we're kind of seeing that. I'm the only quarterback I'm kind of curious to see if it's going to extend his career is going to be dude in Denver, Danger Wilson. I think he's in the twilights, I think, of his career, and everybody is high on him. He's got all the weapons, and now he's gotten the coach.
I mean,
and I don't know,
I
man.
hear that, but if I'm worried about a quarterback in the league right now, I'm worried about the man down there in South Beach, because I'm afraid to see this guy get on the field again, just because I'm really worried about him, because I mean, it just seems like he gets a concussion way too easy, and I
Yeah.
just, you're seeing guys that are having problems later on in life, man. And so I think it might be time for him to walk.
And you know what? When you brought that up, I didn't want to really talk about the draft too much right now, but we'll dabble a little bit. I'm sorry, Bryce Young coming in at 5'10" and 204. All I see, he has smaller hands than Tua. He's lighter than Tua, and he's 2 inches shorter than Tua when Tua came out and was drafted by Miami. You can't be, I'm sorry, unless you're Kyler Murray and can run away from everybody. And even at that, Kyler Murray has not played a full season, I think, in his entire career in the NFL. You can't be that small and play in this league. It's just can't happen. You can't be the size of a teenager. You can't be the size of a teenager and play in the NFL. I'm sorry. Doug Flutie did it, but that's it. No, he can't.
I mean, Drew Brees did it. You had other guys that
Drew Brees was like 5'11" and a half. 5'11" and a half. 5'10" is different. I'm sorry. I know it's an inch and a quarter, an inch and a half, but that's Freightzilla. It's a big difference. Ask a lot of people out there, inch and a half would make a difference. I'm just saying.
I guess, man. I guess when you're blessed with so many inches, you don't worry about it.
There you go. Talk about it. Just saying. Look, man.
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I think it's more of the running quarterback they're going to be in trouble. Guys that make plays with their legs, they get out there, and, but you encourage these guys to do this thing.
Yes.
You encourage Lamar Jackson to run the ball, to make plays with his legs. You encourage Dak. Dak won't ever do it until it's the wrong time to do it. We've seen that. But even your boy Aaron Rodgers had problems, when he would leave the pocket. I mean, that's what basically got rid of Romo.
Yep.
Where did Romo get hurt last? When he left the pocket.
What other Dallas quarterback did that happen to when he left the pocket? Troy Aikman.
Was it Troy? Yeah.
Remember when LeVar Arrington nailed him in Dallas Stadium? When LeVar was with the Redskins?
Yeah.
Ended his career.
Yeah. But I mean, but then again, man, it's a dangerous game.
Yes, sir.
It really is. And so we're talking about leaving the pocket and all that kind of stuff. It don't matter, man. It's heavy hits going everywhere. So, but you understand, you got to find a way to protect these quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. But also, when you start to do that, you start to lose the integrity of the game, and guys trying to make plays to stay in the league. And sometimes, it's hard because it's a game of inches too.
Absolutely.
Especially with these hits. One guy's head could be right there, and then in a second, he moves his head down next to you hit the wrong spot. So
yep. We have DeMar Hamlin all over again.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Hopefully he won't be wearing a certain jacket when he goes to the Super Bowl again, but that's neither here nor there. But 7:59, let's get into a quick break. Wes, come on, man. I like to stir the pot. It ain't no surprise. But then you got the old heads out there checking everybody. What can I say?
Yeah.
But he ain't without his own faults too. So just saying. Anybody got a switch around here? Okay. Sorry about that. Let's get into a quick break. 8:00 hour is upon us. We'll go ahead and reset. But before we do so, Wes, give the folks the trivia for tonight. When we come back, we'll get into our top 5 defensive tackles of all time. But right now, trivia with Wes.
All right. So we're talking about defensive tackles. Are we? Yeah. I forgot. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to go with this question right here. Who was known as a refrigerator in the NFL? I guess I would have. Yeah, I would have.
It's too bad. I did it the wrong way. It's too bad your super fan isn't in the chat for that trivia question. They missed it tonight.
I know James even knows this one.
I hope so. He should know. He's an NFC North kind of guy. Maybe an NFC South kind of guy. I don't know. AFC East? No, AFC East. No.
Green Bay Packers knows.
Packers.
Green Bay Packers fan.
For life. For life.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
So that means your top 5 D tackles is me all Packers or what?
No.
Is there going to be a Chicago Bear in there?
Maybe.
Okay. There should be.
Okay.
All right, guys, give us a few minutes. When we come back, we'll get into that. And when we do come back from break, we'll get Wes's trivia. For most of y'all should already know this. And if y'all don't, you'll know in about 5. Appreciate y'all watching. Tune in. Keep it here locked. See you on Welcome back, folks. Time to get into the answer for Trivia with West tonight. Turn it on over to the man in the DF Dub, steadily hydrating. I don't know what that.
All right. The question was.
just
Take it right away.
jumping right all into my intro for you, but yeah, go for it, bro.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping the gun. But anyway, the question was what NFL player was known as the refrigerator?
Yeah.
And the answer is William the Refrigerator Perry.
You think he's like Tyler Perry's uncle or something?
Eh,
I don't know. I'm asking.
Jeez, man. Anyway,
Wes was like, wants no part of that one.
he was a pretty good D tackle. He probably, to me, not really up there, but he did have one of the best moments as a D tackle when he got to run in the end zone for a touchdown for the Bears. So, I mean, that was a big deal.
That was in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
Maybe. Do you remember?
Well, they started using him all season at that fullback position, and they were like the first team to start doing that. I'm thinking.
Wes, do you remember that? Do you remember that Chicago Bears music video that they made when William Perry was rapping?
Yeah, that was terrible. The Super Bowl Shuffle. Oh,
Super Bowl Shuffle, yeah, Super Bowl Shuffle.
I tried to forget about it.
The Super Bowl Shuffle by Chicago Bears. That's hilarious, dude. That thing is funny.
I've seen it.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
It's like one of those.
It's corny.
Moments. Yeah.
It's corny for sure.
Oh, it's terrible.
The words of Chuck.
I mean,
terrible.
I think all these guys, all these teams have some bad ones. I think that one was it was more famous than the other ones. I see some other stuff, but I just you don't remember it as much as you remember the Super Bowl Shuffle.
The best one is Toby Keith should have been a Cowboy. That's the best one when Dallas won their first Super Bowl in '92. Was it '92 or '93? Man, you remember he bought that commemorative Super Bowl video on VHS? My folks bought it. And then it's like they have a music video in there. It's Toby Keith, so I should have been a Cowboy. And it's got like Troy Aikman, running, putting up the number one. This guy Emmitt Smith. Y'all remember all that? Psh, y'all's childhood must have sucked then. That's all I know.
I don't listen to Toby Keith.
It came on the video. What do you want me to tell you? I was gonna say DVD, but then that wasn't true either. It was VHS.
There was no reason I should have been watching that.
Well, you probably weren't, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, what were you doing in 1998?
In '98?
Yeah.
Shoot, I was 9 years old, man.
You watching Brett Favre take painkillers or what?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And then, ironically, here we are in 2021, 2022, watching Aaron Rodgers out there on painkillers. Apparently,
painkillers. You mean ayahuasca?
Percocet.
What Percocet you talking about?
He said he was out there playing on Percocet.
We're gonna get the Viking techno music now, Percocet. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Hey.
I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
That's what you say. Is that true?
That's what he said.
On what show?
I thought it was on McAfee.
I haven't watched McAfee in like a year.
No, I know, but it was like a 6 months. It's nothing new.
Oh yeah. So it's not.
No.
That's new to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me just let's fact check yourself, James.
Okay.
I believe you though.
All right.
Percocet, huh? Why does he go from ayahuasca to Percocet?
Well, this was before the ayahuasca.
So was this was whenever he had what injury did he have?
When he had that interview when he's out there
with Caleb Presley and they're talking about Sundays?
No, it's way before that. It was
Shout out Caleb Presley.
He's out there with Michelle Tafoya. I believe it was like on a Monday or a Sunday night game, and she's all like, she's like, "What happened out there?" Because he had an injury, but they brought him back out, and he's like, "Dude, his freaking eyes are just like." And he's like, "Oh,
dilated."
We went in there, and they talked to me and all that stuff." But he's like kind of giggly and stuff. And there was like videos, and people were like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is on that stuff." But I don't know, man. And then he came out and he said that he's played on Percocet plenty of times.
I believe a lot of people have played on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the yayo machine. Apparently, Marshawn Lynch needed a shot before. Remember, he was on there with on Peyton Manning's what is this show? Is it called? I forgot what it's called.
whatever cast, the Manning cast.
No. This was on Peyton Manning's show before they had like Omaha Productions. He was like talking to Marshawn, and Sean was telling them, was like, yeah, man, before every game, I need a shot. And of course, Peyton's like clueless, right? He's like, a shot of what? Like a shot of juice, a shot of Toradol? He's like, no, man, Hennessy. And I was like, no, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, they did shots at, he did 3 shots of Hennessy before he went on the Manning cast because they talked about that.
Oh, bro, I'm sure he does a whole lot of Hennessy whenever he's doing any kind of show. I would need
Obviously.
to. What would you need to do before you went onto like a show on national television? Like you knew this was gonna be live on national TV, and you know you can't slip up because you're gonna pay a $20,000 FCC fine. Nothing. You?
I seen you on break, Wes.
I'm just saying. Yeah, you see me on break. You talking about something that's a national thing. I'm doing anything. Some water to.
That's a boring ass interview. That's all I gotta say. If you ain't gonna take nothing.
What? Come on, man.
Boring.
Why are you talking to me like that?
Because it's true. Like for me, I would need a glass of bourbon. I would need one to drink before I'm going. Like when I'm about to go live, I'm gonna have a glass of bourbon. I'm gonna have another one standing by in case, like, you know, questions just get weird, get live, get weird.
Saying I'm boring if I'm not drinking?
Absolutely, you're boring. Absolutely.
Man,
no, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, let's what we're doing.
No, we're not doing that yet. We're staying right here on this topic. We're not going anywhere yet. Intoxicants are unnecessary. Yes, Papa Romeo, you are correct. Intoxicants are unnecessary.
Thank you.
I'm glad the elder statesman in the room can agree on something. Shout out to the elder statesman.
Oh man.
Getting into the mix, top 5 defensive tackles all time. Producer James, did you do your homework?
No.
Of course not. Why would I ask?
I compiled a list.
Okay, he compiled a list. Wes, I'm gonna put the show in your hands again. You pick who's gonna go in what order for the top 5 defense tackles of all time.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go first this week.
Okay.
Just because I know I feel either way it goes, James doesn't agree with it. So I just figured, you know what? I'll go first. Start this thing off. My top 5, starting from number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Warren Sapp.
Okay.
Warren Sapp, number 5.
Okay.
Number 4. Somebody, you know, that I definitely looked up to growing up. Randy White.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to give me one of those. Yeah. Anyway, number 3. Cortez Kennedy.
Good pick. He's an honorable mention for me. A good pick, though. Good pick.
Yeah. And then you got Mean Joe Green.
Got to put him in the list. Got to put him.
Mean Joe Green. And then, of course, you know who number 1 is going to be for me. Come on. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer, but I don't think I am.
Come on, Bob.
You got Bob, Mr. Cowboy Lilly.
There it is.
I mean, ain't nobody else called Mr. Cowboy.
There you go. I knew it was coming. That's a good list.
I felt I should have maybe brought Randy White up higher.
Okay.
Because, you know, he's the only defensive tackle to get MVP in a Super Bowl.
100%. Yes, sir. Co-MVP.
Oh, stop it.
Co-MVP. Let's be real. Good pick. Hey, good list. Hey, Wes, good list. That's a good list. No doubt. It's a good list. It's not the best list, but it's a good list.
We know I'm not going to have the best list. Anyway, so since, you know, he has the best list, we're going to go ahead and let James go next.
Oh, you're such a
Thank
you. You ain't right.
I was like, I can't follow you two
You
guys.
ain't right.
All right. And this list I compiled from other people's lists, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this name.
Cool.
I like this name. Okay. Cool. Number 5, we got Warren Sapp. Number 4.
Y'all just disrespected my man Sapp.
Well, I was gonna put him higher, but like,
Okay.
I mean, I kind of read through some of
He's
these.
in the list. That's
Yeah,
good.
he's on the list.
Okay.
I mean, I saw Warren Sapp play, so I was like,
the disrespect.
it's
It's the thing with Favre, right? That's what it is. That's why he's 5.
no, I don't
Okay.
care about that.
Okay.
Fuck Favre.
Easy.
Number 4, Bob Lilly.
Good pick.
Number 3, we
Little
have
good, little high, but good pick.
number 3 we have Merlin Olsen.
Good pick.
Okay. Number 2 we have Mean Joe Green,
Got to have him on the list.
and number 1 we got Aaron Donald.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
Aaron Donald's not even those guys. All those guys you named are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I understand.
Aaron's not.
Okay.
He will be. He will be, but only because of 2 years ago, because of that Super Bowl he got. But that's about it. What about my intro, Wes? What about mine?
All right, here we go. Mr. Paul Rodriguez. I mean, the show's named after him, so of course he's gonna say his list is the best and this is the way it should be and
It's
all
not.
this kind of stuff. But
It's really not.
we don't have to agree. So
my
go
li-
ahead, Paul.
Well, my list will be similar to y'all's list. We're gonna have 3 of the same names, which is good because you can't argue with these fellas. Coming in at number 5, Super Bowl 12 co-MVP, Super Bowl champion, member of the 1980s All-Decade Team, recorded 111 sacks and over 1,000 tackles in 14 seasons, member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 54, the baddest man that I've ever seen play the game of football at defense tackle, Randy White. Coming in at number 4, 4-time Super Bowl champion, member of the Steel Curtain, some could say the anchor, 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, enshrined in the Hall of Fame, Mean Joe Green at number 4. At number 3, which I can't believe none of y'all said this name, played in 4 Super Bowls, 1-time Super Bowl champ, the 1971 NFL MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, was voted 6-time first-team All-Pro, played in 238 consecutive games and enshrined in the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, Alan Page. At number 3. And number 2, 1-time Super Bowl champion, member of the NFL's 75th anniversary all-time team. Played in 14 years for the Dallas Cowboys from 61 to 74. Scored 4 defensive touchdowns in his career. Member of the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, Bob Lilly. And number 1, who played in possibly the 2 most difficult eras of the NFL, member of the NFL All-Decades team in the 1990s when the passing game became so prolific, continued into the all-time decade team in the 2000s, Super Bowl champion, 4-time NFL first-team All-Pro, 96.5 sacks, 435 tackles, 19 forced fumbles, enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Warren Sapp at number 1. I need to put some respect on Sapp's name. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry. Bob, Randy, Allen, Mean Joe Green did not play in the same era. They played in the tough era. Warren Sapp plays in all of those eras. I don't know if Bob or Randy can do it.
Whatever, man.
Jonathan Ogden, Larry Allen. Okay?
Whatever, man.
I'm just saying. Those kind of guards, they could handle business against those guys. Randy, Bob, Allen.
What? But was Warren Sapp handling business against those guys?
Absolutely. You must have. Did you forget about the Cowboys in the late 90s? I would too. In the early 2000s, I would too. I would forget about the Cowboys in those eras.
But when he was going against Larry Allen, you said Larry Allen.
Yeah, Larry
I don't
Allen.
remember. I guess.
Sonoma State, Larry Allen. We haven't got to guards yet. That's why we ain't talked about Larry. What would you consider Larry, a guard or a tackle? What would you say, Wes? I say a guard.
I mean, I'm not sure either.
It's a tough one.
I say he's a guard.
I'd say he's a guard too.
But is that what we're doing next?
I don't know. What do you think? You want to do guards?
That's fine with me.
You tell me. We haven't done tight ends. Have we done tight ends? We've done tight ends, right?
Yeah, we did. Come on, we did tight ends, didn't we? No.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
I got tight ends somewhere written down. Yeah, we did tight ends.
All right.
So I guess we do guards.
Why don't y'all put any respect on Alan Page's name? That's all I gotta ask. What happened?
Why you hitting on Cortez Kennedy?
I said it was a great pick. I said it was honorable mention. It's a good pick.
That was the only different pick than me. So no disrespect.
I'm just saying, Alan Page. I'm just saying.
I like Cortez Kennedy.
You could have left off Cortez. What did he do?
He didn't have the right team.
Oh.
You know, sometimes you just have the right team, man.
Then you're gonna say Geno Atkins didn't win the game because Joe Burrow was in junior high. Is that what you're gonna say?
Anyway, I was thinking about we're gonna talk about some college football.
We can talk about way too early top 25. If you're talking about it, what kind of college football you've been viewing as of this moment in time?
I saw that, I was looking at, like you said, too early of a top 25. Just thought it was interesting with what they were saying about, Georgia, how they have to replace Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
And they also lost their OC. So, and then you got Ohio State.
Right.
I mean, how you going to place C.J. Stroud?
Well, they were able to replace Justin Fields with C.J. Stroud, so hopefully they're going to be doing the same thing. Coach Day is probably just going to be reloading, if anything, and they have probably one of the best receiving coaches in the. I think he needs to go play. He needs to go coach in the NFL, but they have an outstanding receiving coach and recruiter, so they're still garnering the best talents. I'm waiting for Caleb Burton to jump out on the scenes. Who followed the footsteps of Jason Garrett from Lake Travis. So not Jason Garrett, but Garrett Wilson. I apologize. G5.
But it's so basically you're saying it's up to the defense. I mean, that was the problem last year. Is the defense is step up the key time. So you basically, that's what you're saying. It's up to the defense. You think the offense is going to be there?
I think so, man. I think for me, the offense is going to be. It's easier to reload with offense just because we have more. I think there's more attention placed on receivers and quarterbacks than there are for the defense side of the ball. And I think for Ohio State, that was their biggest Achilles heel against Michigan. Whenever they lost that game last year, and Harbaugh was able to kind of, basically take his team and go into the playoff and really didn't do much, but, they ended up there. It'll be interesting to see how when this playoff expands. I'd like to see it expand to 12 teams. It probably will be 8 and then 12. But right now, if it's going to be a top 4, it's going to be a difficult time for teams. Michigan, Ohio State, Clemson's, anybody in the Big 12, anybody in the SEC outside of Alabama and Georgia. It's going to be a tough go.
I mean, Michigan, they're going to probably they got the best duo in running back. So, I mean, I'm guessing they're just going to rely on running the ball, and it's going to be about down to Ohio State. Can they stop the run against Michigan in that conference?
Exactly.
I mean, they got Florida State pretty high. I don't see what that's about. I mean, I guess they're betting on Jordan Travis to be like unbelievable or something like that. Is he gonna be like something like Cam Newton, where he's just gonna pick up his team and take them to the?
Well, I think because I think the ACC is so weak right now, right? So you have Clemson with Cade Klubnik at the helm. DJ Uiagalelei transferred out. I don't know. For me, it's hard to tell what the ACC is going to do.
But you said Clemson's going to be better with Klubnik.
I think they're going to be a lot better. And I think right now, for me, I think Clemson is kind of underrated. I know Dabo is kind of still talking about they're still the same old Clemson. But right now, whenever DJ started the season and they rode with DJ and tried to like put Cade in there like cleanup time, I was like, this isn't going to help anybody. If you're going to let DJ ride the season, just let him finish it. Let him completely go through the entire season. Let Cade come in spring ball and then decide who the quarterback's going to be. But right now they were just like, all right, Cade, we'll try to go win it, try to go finish it. And it's like, look, you can't get experience like that whenever you're in garbage time. It's just not going to be conducive to your growth. But I like Clemson right now. Clemson is coming in at, where are they at? Let's see. 15. Yeah. They got a lot of losses on the defense side of the ball, and they got to pretty much see if they can figure it out with Klubnik. Because right now, I mean, all they have is a freshman receiver and Klubnik on offense. And then right behind them is the Longhorns.
Well, I was going to say, you look at Alabama, they're number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too high or too low? Or is it just the right spot for Alabama? I mean, yes, they got they don't know who they're going to have a quarterback. They got Jalen
Milroe. Mm-hmm.
They got Ty Simpson and is that what they got? But I mean, who else do they have there that contend for the spot? I understand, it's Saban. He's going to give it to the best guy, but who's the leader?
There isn't one. And that's what I think this is kind of going back to the time when you had Tua and Jalen, right? This was, two quarterbacks who went in. You're going to have 1A and 1B, and you're going to see who's going to be the guy who's going to get you out of who's going to be the guy who's going to win you a championship. And I think right now, Saban loves flying under the radar. He's like, look, I don't have to work. I'm not the front runner. I don't have the target on my back. I can let these guys grow into their positions. And then after the fact, they'll just come out and they'll just jump on you. And before we know it, like, especially if Tennessee loses, I'm not Tennessee, but especially if Georgia loses their opener, who are they playing in their opener? It's not that one. They don't play a team until really South Carolina. UT Martin, Ball State, and then South Carolina. I mean, they're going to cruise all the way until they play Auburn. And that's not till the end of September. So they're going to get a whole month off. And I'm sorry, Spencer Rattler's not scaring me at South Carolina. I'm sorry. He's just not.
What?
Spencer Rattler.
I mean, he had some good wins.
Bro. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought he played better than at South Carolina than he did at Oklahoma. That's all I'm saying. I mean, dude, it's not easy in the SEC, man. It's just not.
True.
It's just not.
That's true.
Especially coming from the Big 12. But it's different. I'm not saying that the SEC is a lot better or anything. I'm just saying it's different. So don't get mad and think I'm being SEC biased.
How do you lose to Notre Dame? That's all I'm gonna say in your bowl game. How do you lose Notre Dame?
I mean, really?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Man, anything can happen in these bowl games that don't really mean anything. If you're not playing the playoffs, a lot of times, dude, I don't know if guys are really into it.
They finished strong. They finished strong. They get annihilated by Florida. They beat Tennessee at home. They beat Clemson on the road, and then they lay an egg. They didn't lay an egg, but they get beat by Notre Dame in Florida. Come on.
And it's different, dude. Like you got in college basketball, there's guys that they play pretty hard to win the NIT or the other ones, but it's a lot different on the body. You're talking about going out here, putting your body on the line. I think for something, and where are you going to go to the next level, or is this your last game? Guys, it's their last game, man. They're playing all out, and the guys that are thinking about going to the next level, they're not playing as hard. They're just trying to get through the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that, but for football, for me, it's just a little bit different. There's a smaller sample size. Week in and week out, you got to get things done. You got to perform. And if you can't perform, then why the hell are you there?
But who wants to play in the Music City Bowl, man?
It was the Tax
What's
Slayer
it
Gator
for?
Bowl. It was the Gator Bowl, bro. It was in Florida. What are you talking about?
Who wants to play the Gator Bowl?
Then why play? Then why be on the team if you want to play?
Come on, man. Yeah, Mister. Hey, get all the pennies.
I'm just saying you could have got more pennies if you'd won the game. That's all I'm trying to say.
Are those few pennies worth the bigger pennies?
You can't say get all the pennies and then tell me though these other extra pennies ain't worth nothing. Come on now.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm just saying you gotta go for the bigger pot because you're getting more pennies.
You would say that. You're right. You would say that.
Because you're gonna risk these pennies. You're gonna risk the big penny for the small penny.
They're the same value.
No, they're not. They're not.
All right.
They're not.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I just don't buy it. I just don't buy what you're selling. Utah Utes coming in at 13, leading the Pac-12. We buying that nonsense again?
I mean,
Cam Rising's coming back.
Well, I mean, is that the pack? What is it? Pack 16, pack 18, pack 30,
Pac-12
whatever
right
it
now.
is out there. Is it getting any better?
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
You got USC. USC is Caleb Williams coming back?
Yeah,
To USC?
he'll be here. He's a defending Heisman Trophy winner.
So, I mean, I think he's got to beat Utah. They got to win, but I'm just saying they're gonna get a bunch of hype and then they're gonna lose to a team like Utah, and then you believe in Utah. But I don't know, man. I don't see why Utah's that high. I've seen some others that are pretty bad. That are ranked really high.
You buying Oregon
How
in
does
the Pac-12?
James Madison become ranked?
What's up? We'll get to James Madison and UTSA when we wrap this bad boy up. But you buying Oregon right now?
Do I ever buy the Ducks?
I don't know, man.
I don't trust the Ducks. The Ducks are like taking Gonzaga in college basketball. A lot of hype, but
Didn't Gonzaga play in the Elite Eight?
what's that? Win a title. I mean, Gonzaga makes me angry every year because you get hyped up and you like Gonzaga and it sounds good.
It does. It does. It really does.
Every time. That's why I had knocking out Arkansas last year. I was like, oh man, we got Gonzaga's gonna get us this year. We beat them. I'm like, man, Gonzaga let me down again, but I'm happy.
Wes, I
don't
got
know. Oregon's that way.
Yeah.
Man.
They're sexy, right? They're a sexy team.
Yeah, they always got so much speed and all this kind of stuff, and
They got the flash, they got the Nike behind them. They got all that jazz. Whatever. A new team that has all the swagger coming into 2023 will be facing the number 12 ranked, way too early rankings for college football playoff. The TCU Horned Frogs will be taking on prime Colorado Buffaloes out of Boulder. Wes, last time people checked the Vegas lines, Colorado was 17.5 underdog. 17.5.
I mean, Colorado's been pretty bad, man.
They've been very bad for a long time.
Yeah, they've been really bad. So they do not believe that your man Primetime has turned it around that quickly. He's going to come in, like you said, with a lot of flash. I'm sure it's going to be a big show.
It's going to be a party.
For when he comes in, and I'm sure they're going to have the place packed. It's going to be going crazy. But I don't know how long that's going to last for the first season. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of time. His team's got to compete.
Yeah,
I think Colorado. Hopefully, they will compete. I don't know if they're going to win that game, but hopefully they make it a good game. They bring some drama. If they lose a close game and people are excited, just to see them on the field competing, and they feel like the team is mentally gotten better, I think that'd be a big win for them.
What if they come down to Fort Worth and beat TCU?
Then it's gonna go insane.
It's gonna be nuts.
Right now they're hyping up TCU, but the thing is, TCU has to keep winning ball games after Colorado wins, or it's going to change. And
Absolutely.
plus, it's such a weak conference out there in that pack, whatever it is.
A quick snapshot for the Colorado Buffaloes 23 schedule. Starting September 2nd at TCU, versus home against Nebraska, home against Colorado State, travel to Oregon, home against USC. That's going to be a big game. I think a lot of celebrities will be there in Boulder for that game. At Arizona State, home Stanford, at UCLA, home against Oregon State and Arizona, and then on the road against Washington State and Utah to round out the Pac-12. If they get past TCU and make a little run to USC and Oregon, that's going to be quite a time. There may be, I'm telling you right now, if Colorado goes 5-0 and gets September 30th against USC, College Game Day has got to be in Boulder. Has to be in Boulder. I doubt that's going to happen, but that is what it is. Rounding out the other top 25 teams, James Madison, I believe, coming in at 24, and the UTSA Roadrunners coming in at 22nd, with Frank Harris coming back for his 6th or 7th year as the quarterback for the Roadrunners. Kind of crazy, but yeah, Frank Harris returns. A couple of teams transitioning to new conferences. You buying the Roadrunners, Wes?
Yeah, I like the Roadrunners, but I'm not really buying into James Madison. The Roadrunners, they look good. Last year they played they play a decent schedule, but I mean they look good. They got some talent, dude. I just don't think they really got to play anybody that big. So hopefully maybe they'll play somebody a little bit better this time, or maybe they just go undefeated and they get a better look for a bowl game.
Quick snapshot for the Roadrunners 23 schedule. At Houston, home against Texas State Bobcats. Go Cats. Home against Army, on the road against Tennessee. That's going to be a game right there. If they show how they play against Tennessee and they're competitive or successful, that'll show you where they're at. That'll be the litmus test. Home against UAB, on the road against Florida Atlantic, home versus East Carolina, on the road against North Texas, and then 2 home games against Rice and South Florida, and then going over to New Orleans to play Tulane on the road. College football, Wes, it's coming. It's here. These games are already on the schedule. You got college football as early as August 28th. 5 months out. What is that, 5 months? April, May, June, July, August. 5 months. We're ready to go. I don't know about you football fans. We're up against it right now. We'll take a quick break. 8:40 is the time. Papa Romeo, Reggie White, we're considering a defensive end. When we get there, we'll definitely talk about Reggie White and his epic battles with the all-time great Eric Williams. But, Reggie White, I'm going to consider him a defense end for now. Give us 5 minutes. We'll reload, come back at 8:45, and get off the rails a little bit and then put a bow on the bad boy. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Fradzilla, Papa Romeo, and all the others watching on the internet. Thank y'all so much. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. Time to get off the rails a little bit. I got a couple of shows I watched over the weekend. Anybody remember the movie with Schwarzenegger? With Stallone, Cobra? Do y'all remember Cobra back in the 80s? Back, I think it was like 86, 87?
I remember Cobra. I
thought
like that one.
It was a good movie. It was a little different. I've never seen it like beginning to end, but it was pretty cool. I love the little pew pew. I don't want to say a certain 3-letter word that starts with a G and ends with the N. It's because I don't want to get tagged. I don't want to deal with any of that nonsense. You know, people have been shut down. We got shut down before. Y'all remember that? Happened to us. Hated it. Don't want it to happen again.
It was Wes's fault.
Was it? I think it was my fault. I don't know. Sometimes I get carried away. See, Wes, I'm trying to deflect, bro. I got your back. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about nothing. James, Wes, what's up, man? What you got?
No. Yeah, I remember Cobra, man. I thought it was they had the weird big dude with there was the killer and Jalene Nelson. Is that her name? Yeah.
Yeah. Was that your crush? Was that your crush or what?
She all right. Dude, she really lost it for me when she her Flavor Flav days.
Flavor Flav.
She was a lot cooler on screen, and then once you saw her off screen, it was like,
Too much party, guys. Too much intoxicants, like they say.
I started a series on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Daisy Jones and the Six. Was it like a Western?
No, it's about this band trying to get together or whatever. It's kind of just about the 70s and people trying to play rock music or live that rock and roll dream.
Okay. All right.
So it hasn't been bad so far. Basic stuff for the rock and roll dream. Somebody does too many drugs, goes to rehab, but I don't know. So far, it's doing good.
Too many intoxicants. There we go again. See, did you forget all about that?
I think he's frozen.
Wes, are you frozen? Oh, darn. He's frozen. We'll see if we can work and get him back. And until then, we'll shoot it on over to me. Shout out to everybody who is tuning in. I think we may have gotten Wes back. Hey, man, what happened over there? Did you get a visit?
I don't know.
Somebody.
It's weird over here in the hood, bro.
I mean, you see, this is why you fooling people. You fooling them.
What?
You have a water dispenser in your place, and you live in the hood. Give me a break.
Because you don't drink the water in the hood, bro.
Sure.
I'm just saying. That's why I got it, because you don't drink the water in the hood.
I disagree. I know where you live. That's why I disagree.
Man, I'm just saying, dog.
All right, man, no problem. James, anything new going on with you besides just Marvel movies? Anything new?
No, I was telling you I watched the episode of Black Mirror last night. Other than that, nothing new really.
Just pretty much relaxing, huh? Trying to get through the week.
Yeah. I listened to a lot of shows throughout the week, different podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing notable.
Yeah, I'm real into this. There's this crime one that I'm listening to. It's called The Girl in the Blue Mustang. It's brought to you by Dateline. And
is this a new one than the one you told me about like last week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different one.
So you just got a whole bunch of series, whole bunch of
yeah. Because the main one, which is like the Dateline show that they show on NBC, they like rip the audio, I guess, and just publish it as a audio podcast. And so I listen to that one, but they do like other shows that they like throw to you on there to kind of like hook you in,
Mm-hmm.
And this one's pretty interesting. It's a lot to explain, but maybe when it's over, I'll give a little recap on it.
Little recap.
Yeah, the thing I hate about it is like it's a weekly series. They're like an hour episodes.
So it's just new content every week?
Every Tuesday, yeah.
That's cool.
1 hour. And I'm like, dude. But I mean, it goes by fast. I'm already on episode 5, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dateline for putting out new content.
Mm.
We should put out new content.
We do.
Oh, well, my bad. We do. I forgot. My bad. I don't know. I don't think about it like that.
What you saying, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of like,
He's-
I don't feel like this is content. I feel like this is just, three guys talking about what's going on in the sports arena, sports world. And well, I guess it is content. I mean, but at the same time, like, I just don't view it that way. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of serious. It's not always that serious, but try to make it fun.
we change it up all the time. We're not it's not like we're doing the same thing every time.
That's true. Yeah, no doubt.
Sometimes I forget where I am. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes your
I
screen
do.
freezes. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, what can you say?
It's all a work of art.
We need to start planning what we're going to be doing for the draft. Like, I think we need to see, like, do we need to do something different? Do we do something like just outrageous? Not when I mean outrageous, like centered around, I want to know what the fans want to see. What do the fans want to know? I'm going to give my mock draft 2 weeks before the the draft. And then y'all can grade me. You can see how well I did or how horrible I did and just be like, this dude Paul don't know nothing.
You didn't watch yesterday.
I know. It's all good. We talked about Live, Papa Romeo. We talked about Live yesterday. But yeah, Live is fun. It's a cool concept.
I literally asked that question.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you did. You did actually
Yeah.
ask that question. That's good.
But the good thing about that is that it's still up there.
It is available to watch on YouTube. Just go ahead and
Towards
click
the-
on the episode dated February 27th.
Towards the end of the show.
At near the end of the show. That's right.
It's February 22nd.
27th. Today's the 28th, my friend.
I thought you said February.
Oh, I did right. I meant to say March 27th. I apologize.
Did you?
I did say February. Thank you, Wes. See, Wes is quality control at the same time. He may not know where he is, and he may not see if his phone freezes, but gosh dang it, he's listening. That's what matters.
Dude, I pay attention, dude. What are you talking about? You
I
see
didn't
I'm-
say you did
I'm
it. I
working
said
on
you did.
stuff.
I said you did. You told me you volunteered the saying, I don't always know where I am, and I said, well, and you don't always know if your phone's freezing, because that just happened 5 minutes ago.
You should.
I'm just
We should figure out how to, have Wes in studio or,
Us go to
somewhere.
Wes.
Yeah, for the draft.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is the draft is on a Thursday. That's the hard part.
Is that when he works?
I'm pretty sure the week people work.
I didn't know he works.
Do you work on Do you work on a Thursday?
Yeah, but
Me too.
when is the
Given-
draft?
given proper, notice, I can, request off.
When is the draft?
The draft should be the last Thursday in April, so it's about a month out from Thursday.
I mean, it kind of depends on what's going on because that's kind of my birthday week.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That was the other
what's
thing
going-
too. Y'all's birthdays are next month, right? This coming month.
Yeah.
Man,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
you forgot Wes's birthday was in April.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, why should I remember?
I
I
forget.
guarantee you that he doesn't know my birthday.
Wes, do you know James' birthday?
I mean, no, man. So I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, dude. I can't remember everything. I'm getting up there. Dude, you
Now
guys should be happy that I am capable to do things. I'm functional.
Wes, just because you work out with old people doesn't make you old.
Bruh, you have no idea. I am old. Man, dude, I got to get a heating pad.
Yeah,
That's how old
maybe,
I am.
maybe you, but look, heating pads don't count if they're built into your truck. Okay, that don't count.
Yes, dude, yes. That's what I use. Oh, so nice.
That don't count. I'm just saying.
No, I have other heating pads that I got in the house. You need them, man.
I get it.
Got a little
Got
got stuff that I gotta massage myself all the time.
to
Little
take care of
kinks
your
stuff.
health. You got one of those little massage guns, like the. There you go. I said the word. God dang it, man. We're gonna get flagged. You got the little massage.
Yeah.
Tool? Massage tool. That's what we need to say. The massage tool.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's tool, yeah.
That's cool.
You got one with the little ball at the end?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's so funny?
I don't know, just the way you said little ball.
His inner 15-year-old.
Well, your inner 15-year-old comes out all the time, so.
Yeah, well, not that.
I know, man. Come on.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
I love how y'all are all trying to get like super serious and like super into the zone. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I just need to see.
Dude, stop it, James.
That
Stop
slap
it, bro.
that slap competition is so
Stop
retarded, dude.
What slap competition?
It's so stupid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Would you do it?
No.
Not even
What's the
either.
skill behind it?
There's none.
Yeah, like you can't. You're letting somebody just hit you in the face. Like
Yeah.
where's the skill in there? Like it's not up to you.
Maybe-
It's up to your body.
Maybe like if you work out your neck and your shoulders well enough, you'll be able to like take the blow. But it's if your brain smacks into your skull, like you're done. So
Yeah, and those dudes are just like they're out. They're out.
Yeah, that is some severe
I
trauma.
can't believe the UFC is doing
Bought
that
it.
shit. Yeah,
They bought it.
that's so stupid.
Unless it's doing numbers. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll stop and watch it. If it's on, you're gonna stop and watch it.
Yeah, I watched the clip.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is that it just garners
Dude.
attention.
Oh, at least it's so painful.
It does.
Especially when they get slapped. Oh, it was so painful. Like I can feel my spine just like
Me and Wes.
no.
Dude,
Okay.
you
Imagine how many tickets we'd sell.
would yeah, it'd only take one slap though, and you get to go first.
Yeah.
Because after that, we may have to take you to the hospital.
What if he misses?
No. No.
I don't think he'd do me
I
like
can
that.
do it.
Yeah, he wouldn't do me like
Wes
that.
is it's gonna be like a Joe Frazier overhand right where he's gonna come up and then come down with the heel of his
Dude.
palm and just catch you right on the jaw and
Dude,
it's nighty night.
I'd slap him, and then when he was like shocked, and he was like, I'd throw that little nitro right in his mouth, dude.
And then pop up with a videotape.
Yeah.
Dude, no, man. First of all, I can't hit him that hard. I got arthritis. I can't be hitting folks. Come on, man. It'd hurt me more than it would hurt him.
I don't
I'm
know. about all that.
old. I don't think you understand it.
We'll get you some.
Yeah.
We'll get you some supplements to get you
Some being
squared out. Get you some.
I still gotta get
I don't want to
lotion
say
off
any.
my
I don't want to
hands.
say any products names because these people are not cutting us check, and I know we don't have enough views or followers to have that, but still, I mean, not trying to give it away for free.
Dude, pretty soon I'll have to start wearing those little arthritic gloves.
We can get you some copper gloves or
Yeah.
something.
I'm definitely the Jerry Rice and Brett Favre. Yeah.
Yes, that is
I
your.
need that just to walk around.
Yes, you are their demographic. Absolutely, 100%. No doubt about it. All right, fellas, up against 9 o'clock. Let's put a bow on this bad boy and send it on home. Before we get out of here, James, you got anything you want to tell the people?
I have nothing.
Not today.
No, thank y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate
fun doing this. Have fun doing this.
No doubt. Wes.
Just love your people, man, and check on them. Because we're not promised tomorrow. So just love your people. Tell them you love them.
Absolutely. And as always, we always check in with everybody. Us here at PRS, we always have a group chat. We're always checking on each other. We practice what we preach. We appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, love yourselves. Love your neighbors. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday. Adios.